Hello everybody, this is AshConRocks and I'm back with another video here in this beautiful world. Actually, it's just flat grass, so it really doesn't look good. But this video is going to be 25 tips and tricks on how to, use in Minecraft building and stuff like that. So if you like it, use it. Let's get right into it. So number one, you can use pressure plates with a block of the same type to just give it a little bit more depth and make it more 3D in case you want it to be like spilling off over the sides. I think it looks cool. You can use it with wood, stone, iron, or gold because those are the different types of pressure plates. Now, this one is a really cool thing. You can actually put an item frame on the same block as a sign. So, looks really cool, and you can use a little crate. Cool design for a crate with a pressure plate on top. It's cool. Now, a lot of people don't like the look of glowstone. I totally get it. In a lot of places, it doesn't look good. Like, you wouldn't put glowstone in a cave. So you can put carpet on top of glowstone, and it still has the same lighting effect. So, pretty cool trick. Probably already knew that, though. This one right here is a combination for hardened clay. If you like hardened clay, I like hardened clay. Probably my favorite block combination is this one right here with the brick and hardened clay. You can also use it with jungle wood. It looks really cool. This block right here. This is the Magma block. It is new to 1.10 and it's a cool block. Right now it doesn't give off any light though. But if you get some glowstone or another light block, it's pretty cool. You put it on top and then you break the glowstone and it basically steals the light from the glowstone. Like, hey, that's not very nice. Don't go stealing people's light. But if you place the glowstone farther away, and this is my favorite part, there's not much light reaching that, is it? But if you break it, there's a little bit of light. It's stealing a little bit. So the farther you put it away, the less light it's going to steal. You put it right on top of it, it's going to steal a lot of light. So, pretty cool. Now, this is a cool design for maybe a windowsill or an overhang or, whatever you want to call it. But you can use trapdoors on the very bottom of the block or the very top of the block. And if you put one on the bottom here and on top of here, it's pretty close together and it looks really cool for fine details. So, it's actually on two different blocks, but it doesn't look like that. It looks close together, which is pretty cool. I like it. Now, if you don't know this one, you're an idiot. No, I'm joking. But if most people know this one. You can put paintings on a door, and then as you walk through it, it's a little secret passage. Cool. Now, like you can put the sign on the item frame, you can also put a torch on an item frame. So, torches don't really fit in most of the time. I don't like torches that much. But it looks cooler if you support it with like an anvil or a trapdoor or a fence to make it look like it's being held up. I like it. Number 9, this one's probably my favorite one of all. You make something like this, you trap a mob. This is Billy right here. Hi, Billy. You're about to get trapped in glass for the rest of your life. And, oh, he nodded. And you put glass up here and you get a piston, push it down. And it goes down onto the mob. Then, once the mob is in the glass, you can destroy everything around it. But, you gotta be careful. Right now I can see Billy, but if I broke this block right here, he'd be able to get out. So Billy could walk out whenever he wants to right now. So you gotta keep a slab or even a carpet right there, and also a block or carpet or slab on top of its head, just that way it doesn't get out. Now armor frames, I'm an idiot. Armor stands, you can do the same thing. You can trap them in glass. Obviously then you couldn't get to your armor, but still. Armor frames aren't going to run away though, so if you don't want it, you don't have to put a slab right there. Just so you know. Number 10. Whenever you're building something and it has windows, almost always you should use glass panes instead of regular glass blocks. There's a couple reasons. Number one, it's cheaper. It's going to take less material to make a bunch of glass panes than it is to make a bunch of glass blocks. Second of all, a glass pane looks better than a glass block because it gives more depth. I'm all about giving depth. If you have not seen my house tutorial video, go check that out. I talk about giving depth and stuff to that. So definitely use that. Number 11, this is a custom block right here that you cannot get in survival mode and you cannot get in the regular creative inventory. It's called a barrier. Looks like this when you get it in the inventory. When you place it down, it's an invisible block. You take it out of your hand and it will disappear. Put it back in your hand, you can see them again, just for building purposes. But the barrier, you can use a command to get the barrier. It is /give @p or your username Minecraft:barrier. And then you get this block. You can put ladders on it, you can make parkour courses out of it, whatever you want to do, but I think it looks cool. Now, number 12, like with the glass panes, always try and put your door on backwards. Now, it's going to sound weird, and in real life you wouldn't put your door on backwards, but it does look better in Minecraft because it gives it more depth. It's not just a flat wall, so definitely something that you would want to consider doing. Now, a lot of you, probably most of you already know this, but since 1.8, you can make different sizes of nether portals. So this one right here, this is a standard size nether portal. It is 2 by 3, but this one's bigger, and that one's like sideways. So you can make different types, but the only thing is you cannot make something that's smaller than this block. So if you wanted to have a 2 by 2 or just a 1 block as a nether portal, it's not going to work unless you use like World Editor command or something like that. Now, this is not my design. I got this from another YouTube video, but it's a cool design for a statue. So, you know, you can make a staff or you can make an axe, and then I just think it's cool. So, not very elaborate. You might want to go with something a little bit more detailed, but you're just wanting something quick. It's a good way to go. Now, there are 3 types of blocks that release light on their own. The magma block does not release light on its own, so I'm not putting it in this list. And torch isn't a full block, so I'm not putting that on this list either. But you can use these 3 as cool little lamps. So if you want an overhead light or like a street light or something like that, I'd suggest using just the plain sea lantern on a post made of a cobblestone wall. And this right here is the glowstone and the redstone lamp. Redstone lamps are pretty cool, but they require redstone. So you might want to put a daylight sensor on top. You can set it that way it turns on during the night, so it's not on during the daytime when you don't need it. Now, glowstone obviously is another block, but I'd suggest putting trapdoors around it. That way it does look better. Number 15, this is a cool design for making like cooking meat and stuff like that. So you can use a mob head and the nether quartz ore and do that. And I put little levers or a little button on the back for like a little tail. This is not my design. You might have seen this in another video, but I just thought it was cool, so I decided to put it in the video. This is a bed. Beds don't look good, just so you know. This is a bed that looks a little bit better, yeah. So you can use wool instead of a bed. If you're going for decoration, obviously you can't sleep in it. But this right here, this is snow, and you can use them as little pillows. And then the carpet. So if you want to make your bed look more 3D, I'd suggest you do that. But obviously you can't sleep in it. Now, let's say you do want to use a regular bed because you're in a survival world where you have to sleep, so you want to use a regular bed. Now, this is a cool design to make it seem like you're sleeping under the covers. So, look, I'm under the covers. It's cool. I like it. Now, this right here is custom heads. I will put the command to get these custom heads in the description, so look there if you're looking for something like this. These 5 on the second row right here you can get in the creative inventory under the decorative blocks section. The zombie head, wither skeleton head, creeper head, and skeleton head are actually available in survival Minecraft from a charged creeper blowing up a mob of the same type. And wither skeletons, they just drop their head on their own, so you don't need to do that. But it is pretty rare. Custom heads are cool in case you want to make like a, stand or armor stand with a head on it. So if you want to make like a little character, this guy's like Superman or something like that. And also if you want to make decorations like, hey, look at the hamburger on the table. Looks cool. So command will be in the description. Now giving your build more depth could also mean making it look a little broken. Looks cool. This one's broken. Little broken wall. Looks like the bricks are missing. It's cool. I like it a lot. You can actually use, these are stairs. And they're just integrated into the wall to make it look cracked. Now I'm sure you guys already know this, but you can use cobwebs as like smoke. It's pretty cool. Now this is a cool design for a flower bed or a pot using the trapdoors to cover up the ugly dirt texture. But it looks cool. In case you don't want to use a flower pot, then you can use this and it looks really good. This right here is a custom head. It's the same width and size as basically half of a cobblestone wall. So if you can get a cool texture, not this Steve head, but if you can get a cool texture like this cobblestone right here, you can make it fit in perfectly with the cobblestone walls. So if that's what you're looking for, go ahead. Now this one's cool in case you want to get a lot of different types of stuff. Okay, so you can give yourself bone meal, and when you go up to a 2-high flower, you can right click it with the bone meal, and you'll get the flower. You'll get a bunch of the flowers. You just keep clicking, you'll get more flowers. It's cool. So you can use those flowers that you just got from that to make sand or another floating block float on top of them. It's kind of weird how sand will float on top of a flower, but it's how Minecraft works, so yeah. But then if you break the flowers, the sand will float. So if you want to make floating sand, maybe as a prank, so if you dig up the block, the rest of it falls. It's pretty cool. You can also use that with different types of falling blocks, including anvils, gravel, and red sand. So, cool trick. Now this is using 2 new blocks to 1.9. The dragon head and the end rod. So the end rod serves as like a little stinger for a bug, and then the dragon head serves as a head. So, like with other blocks like banners, the dragon head is a block. The mouth part of the dragon head is not a block, so you can place a block inside of it, and it works just fine. And then I use the different blocks as like little stingers and wings. Now let's say that you are building a castle and you want to have the heads of traders on top of your walls. Well, you can use the custom heads from earlier and make a spike like this, and it's going to work. The trick for this one is to make it get thinner as you go. So I have cobblestone here, pretty thick. Then this one, a little bit thinner. And this one, the thinnest block you can get, sides and rods, which don't look very cool in this because it's a weird color. So there we go. And the final step, number 25, is banners. Banners are pretty cool. New to 1.8, half of this banner is a block. The top half, the part that's connected to it, or if you're placing it on a flat surface, then the bottom half. That part's a block. The other part isn't a block. So this bottom part of the banner right here, that's not a block. This part, not a block. But you can place other banners inside of it, or other blocks inside of it. So if you want to make something like sticking out of a banner, or you want to make a continuous banner like as a curtain or whatever, that's a pretty cool thing to do. Now you can place banners on top of other banners. So you want to have a bunch of floating banners. There you go. But a use for this would be if you have banners on the side of something, and then you place banners on those banners that are on the side of something, and it looks like a little curtain or something, and you don't really see the banners in the back, so it's not like it's a very obstructing view of anything. But if you want to make curtains, this is really the best way to go. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed And I hope this helps. I hope you guys can use some of these tips in your building and really anything you want to do. So this is AshConRocks, and I am out.